exercise 6.2. Question number 1 says, in figure 6.28, find the values of x and y and then show that AB is parallel to CD. This is the given diagram. This particular angle is 50 degree, this is angle x, this is angle y, and this would be angle 130 degree. Okay. When you get sums like this one, you can also give names or label the important points. Okay. We're not doing it right now. Here it is given, AB and CD are parallel to each other. Since AB and CD are parallel to each other, and then we can say this line is the transversal. Here we have to find out the value of x and y. Okay. Now, if we look at this portion, what do we see? That these two lines, the transversal and CD, are intersecting at this point. That makes these two angles to be opposite angles. If these two angles are opposite, then by theorem, these two are equal to each other. So write it down. Y is equals to 130 degree because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay. So right here again, since AB is parallel to CD and this is the transversal, so can we say this particular angle x is equal to this one, which is y? So these two are equal. Reason, they are interior alternate angles. Okay, so here we can write x equals to y because they are alternate angles. Okay, so since y equals to 130, x equals to y, that means x equal will also be equal to 130 degree. Here's a point to note that this is not the only way to prove it, okay, or find the value of x and y. Okay, there's other ways to do it as well. We can see that this angle x is also corresponding to this particular angle. These two angles are corresponding to each other. So if this is x and this is 130, by theorem corresponding angles are equal to each other. Therefore, x will also be equal to 130 degree because they are corresponding angles. So therefore, x equals to 130 and y is also equal to 130 degree. Question number 2. Question number 2 says, in figure 6.29, if AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF and Y is in ratio with Z, that is equals to 3:7, then find X. Okay. So here, let us focus over here first. Let us consider line L is parallel to M and line L is parallel to M. Okay, L is parallel to N, L is also parallel to M. Okay, but it is not given that M and N are parallel or not. Okay, in this way we can also prove that M and N will be parallel. Why will it be so? Let's see. Since we said L is parallel to M, then we can say angle 2 is equals to angle 6 because they are corresponding, right? Again, L is also parallel to N. That makes angle 2 will be equal to this angle, right? 2 will be equal to this one. So, these two are equal, these two are equal. So, therefore, we can say these two are also equal to each other. There is a theorem that if two angles are corresponding to each other and if they are equal, then the lines on which they form the corresponding angles are also parallel to each other. Okay, so that makes M and N parallel to each other. Here in question number 2, we have AB is parallel to CD. These two are parallel to each other, and it is also given that CD is parallel to EF. CD is parallel to EF. So AB is parallel to CD. In turn, CD is parallel to EF. That makes AB parallel to CD, also parallel to EF. All three of them are parallel to each other. So given AB parallel to CD and CD parallel to EF, therefore by theorem AB is parallel to CD, which is parallel to EF. Their সবকটা নিজেদের সঙ্গে parallel হবে. Okay. Second condition which is given is y is to z is equals to 3:7. So just like the previous sum in the previous exercise, let the common ratio be x. So if the common ratio is x, then what can we say? Y equals to 3x, z equals to 7x. Okay, y equals to 3x, z equals to 7x. Let's see, this is y, this is x, and here is z, right? So since CD is parallel to EF, can we say z here, this angle is equal to this angle? These two are what? Alternative angles, right? So whatever be the value of z, that will be the angle right over here, right? Now, in the question, if you tally with the question, you can see that O, M, and N are not given in the book. As I said in the previous question, if required, we can label the different portions of the diagram by ourselves. Okay, so we have marked this intersection as O, this intersection as M, and this intersection as N, so that we can write the answers nicely. So, since CD and EF are parallel, CD and EF are parallel, so angle CMN, this particular angle, is equal to Z because they are alternate, right? Now, ON, ON is a straight line, right? This is a transversal, so it is a straight line. So, since it is a straight line, sum of these two angles will be equal to what? 180, isn't it? Because they are linear pair of angles. Since the sum of these two is 180, so we can write down angle, this is equal to this one. If this is Z, this is also equal to Z, isn't it? CMN is Z. So Y plus Z is equal to 180 degree. So we have written the relationship here. Y plus Z equals to 180. Now we know the value of Y and Z in terms of X. Let's put the value here. So 3x plus 7x equals to 180. Let's solve for x and we will get the value of x as 18 degree. Okay, since we got the value of x as 18 degree, we can find out from these two relations the value of y and z. Y equals to 54 degree and z equals to 7x, that is 126 degree. So we have the value of y and the value of z. But what did they ask for? They have asked for x. Now we can say that x, this angle x, is corresponding to this angle z, right? X is equals to z because they are corresponding to each other. So we can write here now x equals to CMZ, that equals to z. CMZ is this particular angle because they are corresponding angles. We know the value of z, which is 126. Therefore, x will be equals to 126 degree. We can also say that these two x and y are interior angles, so their sum will be equal to how much? 180, because they are supplementary to each other as given in one of the theorems. Therefore, from there also we can take out the value of x. Okay. Now, question number 3. In the given figure, if AB parallel to CD and EF perpendicular to CD and GED is equals to 126, find these following angles. Okay, so we have AB parallel to CD. So the line, these two lines are parallel to each other, right? And we can say GE is a transversal. Here FE is also a transversal, but it is also perpendicular. That makes this angle to be 90 degree. EF is perpendicular to CD, so this is 90. This angle is also 90. Okay, now let's write down whatever has been given. GED is equals to 126. FED, that means this angle, is equal to FEC, this total angle, which is equal to 90 as they are perpendicular. What do we have to find out? First, we have to find out AGE. So, AGE, this is the angle which we have to find out, right? So, we know AB is parallel to CD and GE is a transversal. Therefore, we can easily say that AGE is equal to GED. These are alternate angles. This is alternate to this one. We can also say these two are linear pair of angles, isn't it? These two are linear pair. So since these two are linear pair of angles, we can say that sum of these two will be 180. But we don't know the value of this one. We know the value of GED. Where is GED? GED. This total angle is known to us, which is 126, right? So AGE is alternate to GED. We know the value of GED, which is 126. So easily we'll go for this particular solution. So we can write here angle AGE is equals to angle GED, alternate interior angle, right? Hence, angle AGE is 126 as well. Second, we have to find out the value of GEF. Where is GEF? GEF. Okay. So this total angle is 126. Out of that, FED is 90. So the remaining portion will be GEF. Quite simple. We'll subtract 90 from this total angle. We'll get this angle. So angle GEF is equals to GED, this total angle, minus FED is 90 degree. Put the values and we'll get the value of GEF. Lastly, find out the value of FGE. FGE. We already have the value of this one. We took out the value of this AGE as 126. So these two will be linear pair of angles. So sum of these two are 180. So just write down linear pair of angles. Angle AGE plus FGE is equals to 180. Put the values and we'll get the value of FGE as 54 degree. Hence, write down the values. Please box the important points. It becomes easier for the teacher to understand and also give you better marks. Now we'll solve question number 4. It says, in the figure, if PQ is parallel to ST and angle PQR equals to 110 degree, then and RST equals to 130 degree, find QRS. We have to find out this particular angle. This one is given as 110. This is given as 130 degree. And that PQ is parallel to ST. So PQ is parallel to ST. To solve this question, we have to make some changes, or rather include few more things. So we'll draw a new line which will be parallel to the above two lines. Okay, PQST is already parallel to each other. We will draw a line which is parallel to them. Okay, and also passing through R. It should also pass through R. Okay, since we have parallel lines here and here, okay, PQ is parallel to this one. So let us give it a name. Let it be AB. Okay, so since AB is parallel to PQ, can we write that the sum of these two angles will be 180, right? Sum of these two will be 180. If this is 110, it will become how much? It will become 70 degree, right? If we just subtract sum of these two from the sum. Next, again, AB is also parallel to ST as we have drawn it like that. So this angle is also supplementary to this one. So sum of these two angles will also be 180. Since the sum of these two is 180, so if we subtract 130 from 180, we will get 50 degree, right? So what do we see? That on the straight line AB, these are three angles. Okay, sum of the three angles will be 180. So if sum of the three angles is 180, two are already known to us. The only one which is unknown is QRS. That is what we have to find out. So we'll just utilize that and find out the value of QRS. So what should we write? Since AB, let AB be a straight line parallel to PQ and ST passing through R. This statement is very important, which makes AB parallel to PQ and also parallel to ST. So since AB is parallel to PQ, therefore we can say that PQR plus QRA is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so these implies we'll put the values of PQR here, which is 180 minus 110, and we'll find out the value of QRA, which should be 70 degree. Next, again, since ST is parallel to AB, ST is parallel to AB, so we'll write down ST R, sorry, TSR plus SRB is equals to 180. We'll put the value of TSR as 130 degree and find out the value of SRB as 50 degree. Once we get it, now since AB is a straight line, we can write the sum of three angles is equals to 180 degree. So name the three angles, that is equals to 180. Put the values of these two angles and ultimately we'll find out the value of QRS as